got lots of plants. And then out there we got lots of bushes. Then down there and down there, we got about 80 bushes.
Don't move so fast, Dustin. Oh, that's...
Alright, Dustin. Are you ready? Dustin. This is the living room. Living room.
This is where we have family time.
We have family time here.
Well, we put some lights on so it shows. Hit those lights, Sean. Both of them. There you go.
Alright, is it on?
Yes, it's on.
This is my parents' room. My mom decorated a little in here. We got a computer and then we got our decorative stuff. And we got our master bathroom. We got a jacuzzi tub, a commode, a shower, and a couple thingy birds. And then on our way out we got 2 closets, computer, bed. And then we get to the laundry room. We got lots of clothes and a washer and dryer. And it stinks. Okay. Then we go on to the kitchen, which is where we cook and my mom decorated here. We got cabinets, and then we go into the dining room where we eat, which is where my grandpa is sitting right now. We got lots of plants in here.
Didn't show my head.
Oh, hold up, we forgot. The hutch. And we have my room.
A mess.
It's not that big. I have my trophies, my posters, and my wallpaper.
Yes, we never did pick up this room, like I said.
And I have Jack Gordon all over it.
Still folded on the ground.
And I have my plaques and my pictures. And as we go into the bathroom, the front bathroom, we decorated in here. We did the wall border and a couple pictures and this. And as we go into my brother's room, as you can see, my mom did decorating in here. And his bed. And his bed matches the borders. Then we got stars on the ceiling. But they do glow. And he's got some trophies. Did you turn it off? We have 2 seats and a log seat, and a table, and lots of plants, bushes, and everything else. As we on the other as we go out back. And our little tree and little bushes. And this is our backyard. We have a patio, which we just got done staining. And we got a trampoline.
And come down this damn thing a lot easier than I can go up it, I'll tell you that.
Get up there. Forest is just in the natural wildlife.
Your mirror, double imaging your mirror.
Looks good, like we're like going down the hill. Standing for us.
Come on. Fuck, we're gonna take all the bikes off now.
Let me see myself.
Stump House right there.
It's gonna be sour. What
As the gate goes down in the first race of the weekend, I see GT colors on the inside. It looks like Holmes with the lead. He's got Stumphauser. Stumpy on the back of his pants for Huffy, headed right by him. What's going to happen? Blondes have more fun. There's Tomko, the Tomahawk in the 3 spot for Castan. Holmes, Stumphauser, Tomko, 1, 2, 3. Dale Holmes, all the way from London, England, enjoying the sun in California, as just where he could be found recently. Holmes for GT, Panasonic Shockwave with the win, followed by the Huffy colors of Stumphauser and the Castan colors of Tomko. Second group of pros on the hill, Jason Richardson, Neil Wood, Alan Foster, Steve Veltman, and the number 2 in the world is Christophe Levesque.
You had to get right in front of the horn? I didn't know the horn wasn't there when I got here. You get a little one the other day.
Second group of pros off the hill this morning. Green machine coming out of the middle. That is Wood. It is Wood. Here comes next colors on the outside. That is Veltman. Steve Veltman up front. Neil Wood, BK 1-800 Collect Colors. In the 2 spot, here comes Levesque for Specialized Mountain Dew. Veltman, Wood, Levesque, Richardson, and Foster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pro action into the last turn. It is Steve Veltman, the B-Dog, prime time, doing it for Next Racing on his 35th birthday. Yeah, right, sure. Steve will win it. That is Veltman with the 1, Wood with the 2, and Veltman did celebrate a 30th birthday last week. Happy birthday, Steve. Motor number 3, Super Class Action. Romelli, Davidson, Ford, Hernandez, Robinson are in Spar.
No, all down around here. Yeah, just sit down. No, this one. Breathe in.
And down the hill comes the Super Class. This is race number 3. Races for 35 into staging. Specialized Mountain Dew colors up front. We'll check out the number plate as they come out of turn number 1. Big old number 71 in the lead. That's got to be Spar. Spar had it. New colors taking it over. Sun colors the 299 on the move. That is Mendy Remily. Whoa, Spar is gone. Takes a friend. Remily up front. Romelli in the 1. Headed coming from behind. Looks like the black jersey. Remily followed by, says Hanner. And looking up to see what's going on after I get rid of what I have to get rid of. U.S. number 1 ride belongs to Alan Williams out of Nevada. Williams up front, the 467, moving hard in 2 is William Britton. Speaking of the Williams, we got a Williams up front and a William in 2. That is Williams and Britton, 1, 2 style colors now moving into 3. That has got to be Law. William in the 2 spot. Britton, a long distance phone call away from everyone else. So it'll read like this. Britton, Williams, and Manny Del Toro. Motor number 28, 14-year-old novices flying the Huffy colors is our leader. And he comes around turn number 2, looking for the 300 and 200 numbers. I find them. It looks like the 300 ride belongs to Dustin Scruggs out of Tennessee, flying the Huffy colors. Good to see. Jason Nelson holding down that 2 spot. Scruggs and Nelson, Scruggs, Nelson, and Mueller 1 colors. It looks like Rich White out of the Bad Boys camp in the 2 spot. It'll be Baldwin and White. Baldwin, White, Swiss Heat colors moving on to 3. That is Ryan Shaw. Great looking jersey, Ryan. Baldwin, White, Shaw. More Bad Boys colors picking up the 4. Baldwin looks to take the kill. The GT Panasonic Shockwave. He'll take home the win as well. Number 43, 10, 11 novice combination. And out of turn number 1 comes our leader. Pretty gnarly looking number plate on John Fowler. Or excuse me, that is Josh Fowler. Fowler up front looks like Valley BMX is his sponsor. It'll be Fowler.
Sean, pedal!
That belongs to Dave Cooley.
Pedal the bike!
Fowler, Cooley, 2 guys battling for 3 style colors. Had it for a minute, but
Pedal, Sean!
will they come down to the finish line where it counts? And that is Fowler, Cooley.
Number 1 ride, Anoka brings it in the 1 slot as they hit the second berm.
Well, 2 will be all right.
No, wait a minute. Where am I at? Uh-oh. Wrong moto.
No kidding.
Yeah. In blue and everything went. We've written Williams, Del Toro, and Law. And it was Williams that did his thing up in the front. We are now on Moto 28. 14 novice ride, Nelson Mueller, Scruggs, Isino.
Come on, Dustin.
And I believe that is Scruggs at 2 and 3. Baldwin, White, Sackett, and the number 4 of Ryan Shaw. Doing it for the Swift Heat bunch. I think takes the 4 slots. Moto 43, 2 novice rides, Cooley, Dolan, Fowler, and Scruggs. The 403 of Josh. Whoa, Fowler one-foots it over the set of doubles, and that allows somebody to come up alongside, say hello. Fowler, 354 of Scruggs, comes alongside. Fowler now looks like he's got it back under control. Fowler, Scruggs sits in 2.
Pedal, buddy, pedal.
And in the 3 for the style that might just want to be 2.
Vasquez almost loses it to Derek Leather for chain reaction. Number 27, moving hard is a U.S. number 1 ride of Alan Williams. You have been slimed, Dream Machine coming from behind. Williams and Britton. Williams, Britton, 1-2 Del Toro in that 3 spot. Williams, Britton, and Del Toro, 1, 2, and 3. Del Toro may have his work cut out for him. Williams is definitely there for the kill. Britton, Del Toro. Motor number 28, 14-year-old novices. Nelson, Mueller, Scruggs, and Iachino flying the Huffy flag. Dustin Scruggs out of Tennessee, the volunteer state. Y'all come back now, come down and have some grits and chitlins and all that good stuff that you folks eat in Tennessee that make you so fast. 14-year-old novice Scruggs taking it home, flying the Huffy flag. 42, working the 11-year-old experts, working Chris Baldwin. GT color, Swiss Heat colors in the 2 spots. That is flying Ryan Shaw. A pair of bad boys in 3 and 4. White and probably Sackett. Baldwin, Shaw, White, Sackett. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chris Baldwin. Perfect for Chris. For GT Panasonic Shockwave Shaw. White and Sackett. White, Sackett, and White. 10-11 novice class race number 43. And here comes Valley BMX again on the top side. The 4-3 is Fowler. Fowler, and the US number 3 ride belongs to Mike Dolan. Fowler and Dolan, 1
Pedal, Sean.
last turn they come. We're looking for that line. Fowler, Valley BMX, Dolan for style. Out of the Deacon Stevens camp at this stage.
These are the 14 beginners. Main event number 144, all remaining main events you should be in staging. Malone and Murphy. Malone, pretty mellow as he comes down to the last turn, looking for that big trophy, flying the Fox flag, as are both of these guys. Nate Malone, your winner. Pat Murphy, your second place rider. Main number 145, 14 novices, William Britton, Alan Williams, Manny A. Del Toro, Jason Nelson, Steve Mueller, and Dustin Scruggs. And the gate goes down, Scruggs on the inside, the man all the way from the south of our great United States, showing these guys on the west coast their main business. This is Dustin Scruggs out of the Huffy camp, flying the Huffy colors, and with great pride at that, it's Scruggs up front in the 2 spot, the 280 of Jason Nelson. Two down. We're going to hold it on the hill, please. Scruggs.
All right, Dustin. Woo! Yeah!
It'll be Scruggs in the 1, Alan Williams in the 2.
God. Kelly's house is $359,000.
What's that?
My truck.
Oh.
first place.
Get away from here.
It's my trophy.
Hey, who are you?
The guy that came with the place.
Dork number 1.
Oh man, we got cockroaches, Barb.
This is good right there. Oh, nice.
Back here.
Okay.
Hi.
On a big old rock. Remember that? I drove my last parts of that truck are all over the state of Arizona.
My sister
Yeah, I was
did
there
the
at
whole-
the Jarvis and took the tailgate off.
Oh
Remember that big old tree stump we were taking out? It bent the tailgate. Puts it up off the hinges there.
That looks like a bush guard.
Hey, look over here.
That was the day that I hooked the tie rod and pulled the front tires together. Caught the oil pan or something.
All right.
Oil filter.
I got grandson, so it'll probably be a mare.
Just anything around, huh?
Yeah, you know who I am, right? Right?
Oil filter.
Introduce yourself.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm with her.
With who? Her? Is that Grandma?
That's your grandma. I'm your dad.
Oh. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. That's your mom. That's your aunt. And that.
Are you having fun?
Turn around on that.
Oh, and I'm working.
Yes. And I'm Grandpa George.
Hi.
Hello. Probably not.
Looks like fun.
Oh yeah, lots of fun. Unless the guys eat it later.
What's your name?
Ken, where does that go?
Ken?
I got lost coming here to Big Bear, California.
Big Bear.
Big Bear Lake.
You having fun?
I'm having fun.
Lots of fun?
Lots of fun.
Okay. Just making sure. I don't even know you. What's your name?
Shut your hole.
Introduce yourself. What's your name?
Hold on. I gotta get it.
Oh, don't do that.
You don't want me to hurt you.
Oh yeah? Is that true? Oh, Siamese Jasons.
To John.
Hey John. There it is. Now it is. Is it focused or is it blurry?
It's focused.
Looks blurry.
Like me.
Oh god.
Vasquez at 6:05. I believe that was Mitchell in the 2 spot, and then NASCAR 18 is, no, that was Mitchell, excuse me, that was Dixon. Thank you.
This thing don't look like it's that clear.
Yep, we got 1 down in the first and 1 down in the third as we work on the 14 expert class. Hooligan colors moving out there, race number 24. Oh boy, Arizona colors on the outside, so we'll tell you what everything was all about, if I can figure it out. I can tell you that got it. Carl Neal with the win. Adam Pryor out of Arizona, flying the Arizona team jersey with the 3rd place, and Brian Fahey, that is with an I, with the 3rd. Those of you that didn't get a chance to buy your 50/50 tickets yesterday, of course they are on sale again today. There's $200 in the pot. And Mr. Malone was a very happy guy. He was trying to figure out how to get some money up to put new wheels on Paul's bike, so that problem has been solved. Thank you very much, Mr. Malone. 50/50 tickets are on sale right next to the snack bar, and they are selling water. Guys over here telling me free water for the kids that don't have it, so I want to know, are you charging us, the ones that brought their own water? Free water. I'm good. Motor number 25, 14-year-old novices. In and out of the first turn comes the young man from Tennessee. This is Dustin Scruggs. The man, he took care of the competition yesterday. Came a long way to get some awesome points here in Big Bear, California. It will be Scruggs and Williams. Scruggs and Williams. It looks like it might be Law in the 3 spot. We'll check it out. Scruggs is the big man up front. Flying Huffy colors. Huffy. Williams in the 3 spot. The 676 in the 3, or is that the 476? One, Jan Gregorio in the 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what's going to happen. Beerville on the outside of the 4 is Missy Jones. And Kupos, we lose one rider in turn number 1. These little guys are so cute. Here comes Chadwick, Amber Chadwick. We'll take the 2nd. The 3rd spot will go to Nicole Kupos for the Dirt Devils. Motor number 37, the 11-year-old Experts. We lose one. That was a ghost ride. Somebody jumped out and nipped him. Chris Baldwin, uptown. Baldwin looking for a double in the open and his points class. For GT, Panasonic Shockwave. In the 2 spot, Bad Boys will bring you the likes of Tyler Sackett. Looks like Richard White gets up after all, looking to finish up in 3rd. And Swiss Feet Colors will finish 4th. That is Ryan Shaw out of Arizona.
Why is he going so wide, not pedaling?
And let's see if it's Rhodes up front that counts. This may be Robbie Schick. And it is. Schick, the local guy, does well. Bear Valley BMX brings you the likes of Schick. And the 2 spot is Fowler. Schick and Fowler. Fowler changing out through this cookie hunt. It is Fowler now taking it back from Schick. Fowler and Schick, 1 and 2. Chain reaction was cleared by that. Yep, the 603. Fowler for Valley BMX will win it. Schick will have to settle for 2nd.
Another 1, 2, and 3 at the line. Moto 24 is 14. Exodus Fahey Johnson Valentine.
On the gate right now, in gate 1.
Hooligans brings it out to 36 and Carl Neal. Neal 6 into 1 slot. Stretch Fahey in 2. I believe that will be Johnson in 3. Neal, Fahey. Looks like Johnson will nail down the 3 slot. The Arizona ride gets 4. Moto 25, 14 novice, Law, Icino, Williams, Scruggs, Mueller, and Britton. Scruggs, one more time doing his thing. He had some relatives that came in late last night. We're kind of looking for him. He'd already left. I hope it landed.
Go, Justin!
Yesterday, I said, he's doing it again today. Scruggs, chased down by Williams. Panasonic Shockwave. Baldwin. Not a bad boy. Right behind him is White. Baldwin, White, Shaw, 3 Swiss Heat Bugs, 6 in that 3 slot. Sackett in 4 for the Bad Boys. And Gray. Baldwin brings it around 1 more time in the 1 slot. White rotates for 2. Shaw, and Gray. Moto 38, 10, 11 on his ride, 6, Scruggs, 3, Dolan, because that's all. Like the 679 of Robbie Schick. Bear Valley Bikes, 1 more time in the control of the moto as they grab the other. Schick. On the 2 slot, they work their way through the rhythm section. Chain reaction would be
Come on, Josie! Let's go!
Pedal, Sean, don't give up.
That is Derek Luther, and he just qualified for his first expert main event right out of the gate. That says something for Derek. race number 24, more 14-year-old expert style colors up front. Ryan Fahey, looking for the place to be Jack Johnson. Fahey will take on the win. Johnson takes it to, it looked to me like hooligan colors. That is Carl Neal, followed by Adam Pryor, 3 and 4.
Come on, Dustin! Let's go!
Iachino, Williams, Scruggs, Mueller, and Britton. Has just got it knocked here on the West Coast. It will be Scruggs, Williams, third spot, none up for grabs. For motor numbers 37, the 11-year-old experts, as Chris Baldwin is up front again. This guy is just a curse if you've got to ride against him, because unless you get way better real fast, you're going to have to play catch-up, and he's looking for a challenge. It'll be Baldwin with the 1 spot for GTWD. And right,
Battle!
Number 10, 11 novices. Big old 354 ride of Sean Scruggs. Wrong. Not Scruggs. Schick up front. Scruggs gets caught in the back of the pack. Schick out of Bear Valley BMX is your leader. Valley BMX colors in the 2 spot. This may be hot. Malone Mills looking to play catch up. It's not over yet. Ryan Mills still with the lead as they head into the last turn and come over to the line for the last time in the 14 beginner class this weekend. Mills and Malone, here comes Malone. Boy, he's so getting to the end. Malone will win the 14 beginner class. Mills takes the second. Main event number 143, 14-year-old novices, William Britton, Steve Mueller, Dustin Scruggs, Alan Williams, and Joe. Dustin Scruggs. Come and see us again soon, Scruggs. Take home the win. It's the national number 1 of Chris Levesque. In second, 5 points for B-Dog, Steve Veltman, and sitting in the number 1 with 4 points, this is Dale Holmes, the third throw main event. Third pro main event here at Big Bear, winding down a great weekend of racing. Levesque looking for another win. Remember, he's got 6 points. Levesque up front, the national number 1 for Specialized Mountain Dew Speed Stick. Here comes home, the man with no points in the 2 spot for GTBMX, and Neil Wood moves into 3 for DK 1-800 Correct. Grumpy Stumpy now in the 4 spot for Huffy Racing. It'll mean everything. Who wants it? Who needs it? Woo-hoo! I'm going to go with...
See,
Devil?
Oh God, there's 2 of them.
That's neat. I like that. You have a good time with that.
Here.
Oh God.
Nice, Sean's mouth.
Go on, stay still, Sean.
Did you find the tape?
Well, there's 2 ropes, so you're
Well,
right.
I know, but he had a roll he was using
It's the Siamese
already.
grandma.
It's right here.
Where you at? In here.
Where's those black straps?
Button, let it go. And say record.
Trees. Says record. Yeah, drive slow. All the locals can sit behind it. Hey, we can act like tourists.
you from? They never played on you. Where's that map at? It was up there with the everything. Where? Where?
Right there, in the window.
Alright, just leave it there.
Right there.
What? That bobsled?
California. Yeah, doesn't it?
Why I took a shot out there.
There's a better spot around there than City Hall.
Come on.
Take a picture of the other house. Hey.
Say something.
Is it widescreen?
No. What's your name?
Hi. I want a voice you're using.
It's kind of smoggy though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the roller coaster.
Dustin, get over there. Everybody else is.
You're about to play a role in the spectacular finale from the movie, The Chemical Warehouse Fire.
There was a fire in the center of August. Burned up everything in the room. Ran out of oxygen. The blade was white now. But as it's inside, hiding inside, burned like gases.
This is Michael J. Fox, so that's uncanny. And now basically, Nick, do you see this car over here? Do you see this car? You're going to drive in that car. What do you think about that, Nick? Okay, great. Hey, Nick, why don't you come down here with me, okay? We're going to come down here and sit down and relax for a little bit. Come right over here, Nick. Can you sit down there and just kind of, sit down and relax for a second? Okay, can you go down there? Don't be afraid. This is fun. We're just going to play. That's all we're going to do. We're going to play in the car. Can you sit down there, Nick? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Do we have a little girl in the audience? I need a little girl. Oh, my goodness. Could travel through time. And you know when Doc Brown said that the car could fly, he meant it. But to get these shots, we had to use 15 different kinds of cars to shoot the scenes. Now, we started out with the actual working DeLorean first. It was used for the driving shots for the most part. By the way, when you see cars in movies, they're called picture cars. Now, this is the actual picture car which was used for the close-up shots. Basically, it's a shell of a car only with no engine inside of it, right? Now, since this picture car does not have an engine, that means we had to use trucks to begin with, obviously. Then we used cranes and a really cool special effect called a forklift to move it. Now, for shots where we cannot use a full-size DeLorean, we cut to pint-sized models. And that's why we had highly skilled craftsmen build computer-controlled models just like this one. And I have one coming up now. The original computer-controlled model, which was used, cost $115,000 to make. Now, the incredibly detailed model is shot against a special blue screen, and then it's printed over what we like to call a background plate. It takes 24 frames of film, each shot one at a time, to create just 1 second of finished effect. And that's why this scene alone took weeks to prepare and 8 days to shoot for only a few seconds of footage. And there you go. That's how this scene was filmed. All right, now sometimes filming a scene in a car does not even require using a full-bodied car, right? And this is a great example right here. Now, this is where we build a section of a vehicle only, which the camera sees, and we place in on top of a metal contraption known as a gimbal. Now the gimbal is what created the motion throughout the scene. But to make the scene complete, we also added weather effects to it, and we also added some lights to create traffic and stuff like that. Hi sir, can you come this way? Let's have you come over here and put your hands on this bar and your back towards me. That would be fantastic. There you go. I have my first 4 eager volunteers on the stage, and they are going to recreate that scene that you were watching. All right, let's talk to this gentleman. Nick, I'm going to call you Marty. Okay, that's your name now, your character, you're Marty. Just drive, okay? You can play with this too. You can play with the stick shift too. Okay? All right. And I'm going to call you Jennifer. All right, that's your name. Now, basically, you're scared because you're flying around in this car here, this flying car, and I need you to scream, okay? Can you scream now? Terrifying. Hey, all right. Hey, these are my stage hands. We cannot do it without them. So thank you both very much. As for you in the audience, you can watch the action on the screen or watch it live. All right, sir, now easy on the children here. Action. Rock it up and down nice and jelly. Just nice and jelly. Keep it rocking. You're doing great. Hey, Jennifer, scream. Scream. Yeah. Here's the background play. Check them out. They're flying through the air. And Marty cannot see over the dashboard. Perfect. All right, let's have lights for traffic, some fog, rain, and now wiper action. We have a bad storm occurring, as you can tell. Jennifer, scream! Thank you. And last but not least, Marty. Hey, Marty, lean over and kiss Jennifer on the mouth to calm her down, Marty, if you could. He has no idea what's happening. And a big round of applause. There you go. That's it. That's how the scene was filmed. Thank you both for your stage hand help. Wonderful. Wonderful. Man, she is great. What a wonderful actress. Come on out here. Can you stand right here? Be careful now. Stand right here. Take a bow. Take a bow. Go like this. Can you go like, there you go. All right. You can sit right here in the front row. Bye-bye. You can go back to, there you go. And where's Nick? Hey, Nick. Take a bow, sir. Huh? Look at him. He's in the shot. There's your mommy. Okay, there's your mommy. All right, you know, Back to the Future Part 2, you might remember these. The hoverboards? When I saw these, I wanted one. I was going to rush out and buy one. But then I saw this, and man, was I disappointed. I mean, you talk about a letdown. Now, this may not be advanced technology, but it works because what looks like hover power is only horsepower supplied by a truck. You see, Griff and his gang and Marty McFly were held up by sturdy wires made invisible using state-of-the-art computer graphics. Basically, this time-consuming and expensive process scans each frame of film to replace the color of the wire with the color of the background. Now, this set is known as the Courthouse Square set. It's out there on the back lot, by the way. And this set was completely redone to create 4 different time periods for these movies. And here they are, all dressed up. And of course, I love this sequence because this is the exciting final sequence from the original movie, which they filmed parts of on the back lot. However, we filmed many of the clock tower scenes inside of a sound stage, because in buildings like this one, we have more control over these special effects, like lighting effects and weather effects. I chose a really brave gentleman to go backstage and get all dressed up in a costume, and he did it, man. This guy is ready for his acting debut, folks. Check him out, looking good. All right, there he is. He's portraying Dr. Emmett Brown from these movies, and he's 10 feet up in the air. But when we look at him through the eyes of our cameras, it looks like he's high up on a ledge above Courthouse Square on the big screen, right? So your job is to plug the cord in the socket so Marty can go back to the future. And don't forget your name is Doc. Folks, from now on, please, no bright lights whatsoever. Here we go, and action, Doc. Come on, make it really dramatic. There you go. Oh my goodness gracious. Can you feel the drama? Hey, by the way, this is a storm sequence. We have some rain and thunder and lightning occurring. Just ignore it. It'll pass. Okay, yeah. Doc, now just stand up straight and plug the cord in the socket. Doc, stand up straight and plug it in, buddy. If you don't plug it in, Marty's not going back to the future. Yeah, but, Doc, whoa, hey, Doc! Are you okay?
Smoked it.
I need another volunteer, if I could. we'll just forget about it. But you know what? We try not to forget that the most important ingredient of any special effect is your imagination. Hold on to it. We are now going into the Magic of Alfred Hitchcock show, the master of terror and suspense. And on the next set, we are going to show you how he filmed one of his most frightening sequences. However, some of these scenes do contain blood. And even though the blood is not real, these scenes are considered frightening. So if you don't want to watch them, just stay in this room. So the next room out, and you can rejoin us later for the sound effects show. Otherwise, I will meet you.
Buy something.
Yeah.
Try a little small.
Yeah, we only have a little bit of tape left.
Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hollywood.
This guy's not
Hey, sorry I didn't hear you in all this rain.
Boo! Hey, how's it going? You know, Alfred Hitchcock was a real genius. When you think about it, I mean, the guy was a genius at using camera angles to build a terror and suspense. And he was systematic and calculating in the planning of each scene. As a matter of fact, notice how every single shot was carefully storyboarded long before filming began. Now, Hitchcock liked to do it this way because by carefully planning a sequence of images, Hitchcock implied the violence of a scene and let our imaginations do the rest. Now, this system worked great in the case of the film Psycho. See, Hitchcock had scaffolding built around the set so that cameras could be mounted at all angles around the shower. And as Janet Leigh stood in the shower, each camera picked up one of the 78 precise shots that Hitchcock had planned out, like mine are doing right now. And it took Hitchcock 7 days to complete this 3-minute shower scene. Now, as for the blood that you saw swirling down the drain, it was nothing more than chocolate syrup, and Hitchcock used it because it showed up better on black and white film. So that is all Alfred Hitchcock needed to create this terrifying scene from his masterpiece Psycho. The scene that drove thousands of people to sponge baths.
Hero and the Nazi agent fight it out at the top of the Statue of Liberty, high above New York Harbor.
Come on, Clyde.
They're really atop a full-size hand and torch on a soundstage. Scenes of New York Harbor were shot by a separate crew called a second unit and matted in with the scenes of the handsome hero and the evil villain hanging on for dear life right here in Hollywood.
Naturally, it would be far too dangerous to film Norman Lloyd and Robert Cummings 300 feet above New York Harbor, so instead Hitchcock used matte process photography inside of a soundstage. And this process is pretty simple. This allows us to put actors into any location that we choose. And of course, in this case, the location is the Statue of Liberty. What else? Now, on the stage at the moment, we have Zane and Gary playing the part of the evil villain. Lights up, please. We have Zane coming up first, and this guy is so excited to be doing this. In fact, check out the joy in his face right here and there. Now, they will be filmed against our special blue floor, which we cannot physically remove and replace with any background that we want. Now, Zane, do me a favor, sir. Look up at the camera. You see the camera? Now, do me a favor. Act like you are getting dizzy. Act dizzy. Dizzy. Hey, Zane, look down below. Do you like heights? Look down below. You love heights. You know why? Look up and smile, Zane. You're Superman. Look at you. Take a break. Now, Hitchcock combined matte photography with a really ingenious trick, and that is by moving a special traveling camera away from the actor. It appears as if the actor is falling. And we have our own traveling camera here on stage. So we are going to combine live action on stage with actual film footage. And that way you can see how the scene was done in the movie. Zane, you're doing great, sir. Keep looking up. Now pretend that you're looking up at a man who's trying to save your life because you're about to fall off the Statue of Liberty. This time, act like you're slipping and sliding. Show me terror on your face and scream if you want. Gary, look up at the camera. When the camera starts to move, lean back in the chair, kick your legs, wave your arms. And Gary, I do need you to scream because you're falling 300 feet down to the ground. All right, here we go. Zane, you are first, sir, and action.
I'll get you sleep.
God.
Thank you, gentlemen. Beautifully done.
Delightful bit of Americana. We reluctantly drop our curtain.
And folks, on the final stage, one of Universal's top sound artists is about to give you a sound effects demonstration, so I shall see you on the final.
Comfort. There is no smoking at any time inside of the tram or in any of the studio buildings. Please remain seated at all times and be sure to keep your arms and legs inside of the tram. If you should happen to drop something over the side, or in the event of an emergency, please pull the emergency cord located above you at the center of the tram and we'll take care of you as soon as possible. And if you have anything to eat or drink, eat all you want, drink all you like. Today, you'll not only see the world of movies, but you'll feel it too. And throughout the tour, I'll refer to everything on your right side of the tram as my side of the tram, everything on your left side of the tram as the driver's side of the tram. For example, if you look at my side and the driver's side now, you'll see these movie posters. These posters trace a timeline of Universal's film history. Universal City is its own self-contained city. Here we have our own bank, post office, even our own zip code. And as we come up here on my side, you'll see we have our own fire station too. That's Fire Station 51, named in honor from our station from our television series from the 1970s, Emergency. Also up here on my side is a large green wall. On the other side of that wall is a spine-tingling adventure that took us about 65 million years in the making. Based off our hit movie Jurassic Park, it's the Jurassic Park River Adventure. Take that ride sometime today after the tour, and you may end up wishing that at H12. That is our largest soundstage on the lot. In there, we filmed scenes from a small Universal film called Jurassic Park. We also filmed scenes in there from the Warner Brothers film Batman Forever, starring Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Speaking of Jim Carrey, he's a busy man here on our lot. Up here on the driver's side, you'll get to see Soundstage 25. If you remember the Universal film Liar Liar, all those courtroom scenes in that film were filmed over there in Soundstage 25. We recently just finished filming a Disney movie there, Annie, with Academy Award winner Kathy Bates. But getting back to Jim Carrey, he is a very busy man here. He recently finished his latest film for us at Universal, due out at theaters at Christmas, a movie called Man on the Moon, based on the true life story of comedian Andy Kaufman. You may remember him from the TV series Taxi from the 1980s. That stars Jim Carrey, Danny DeVito, Courtney Love, and many of the original cast members from that TV series. That's due out at theaters at Christmas time. Over on my side is Soundstage 28. That has some history behind it. That is our oldest soundstage here on the lot. Back in 1925, we filmed one of our first horror movies in there, a silent film called Phantom of the Opera, starring Lon Chaney Sr. Man of a Thousand Faces. In fact, throughout the 20s, we did a string of silent horror films with Mr. Chaney here on our lot. Now, over here on the driver's side is Soundstage 27. That was the entire mission control of Apollo 13. Directed by Ron Howard, starring Academy Award winner Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, and Bill Paxton. Speaking of Ron Howard, he's a very busy man on the front lot right now, too. He's currently in pre-production for his next film, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, based off the classic Dr. Seuss story. That's scheduled to come out in theaters Christmas of the year 2000, and starring as the Grinch, Jim Carrey. So, bring your millennium in with a new Jim Carrey film. We're now entering our television production area of the lot. Over on my side, these sound stages have been home to many of your favorite TV series. Look for film here. These buildings on my side may look real to you, but they're not. They're what we call facades. That's a French term for the phrase false front. Those buildings you see, they're made out of foam rubber, fiberglass, and chicken wire. Any one of you could bounce off those walls. Now, as we come down this road, on my side you'll see a street that dead ends. That's Brownstone Street. That became Old Chicago for one of our Academy Award winning films, The Sting, starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford. This street we're on right now we refer to as San Francisco Street. It became San Francisco for one of our TV series, Ironside, starring Raymond Burr. Folks, get your cameras ready, because as we turn this corner on the driver's side, you'll see a courthouse that may look familiar to you.
What's that?
That's where Marty McFly went back to the future. This area was Hill Valley for the Back to the Future film, starring Michael J. Fox as Marty and Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown. And if you look at the top of the courthouse, you can see the famous clock tower, where Doc Brown transported Marty from 1955 back to good old 1985 in that film. Back to the Future and Back to the Future 2 all filmed their Hill Valley scenes in this area that you see right here. But the third film required old Western scenes, so we had to film that up in Northern California. This area here has been used for many of your favorite films, but it's mainly been used for scenes in courtroom films. That yard over on the driver's side, we used that in The Nutty Professor at the beginning of the film for that famous squirrel running scene when the squirrels went all crazy. And that courthouse has been used for courtroom dramas. It was the courthouse in the classic film Inherit the Wind, starring Spencer Tracy. And it was also used for the courtroom scenes in the Universal film To Kill a Mockingbird, starring Gregory Peck in his Academy Award-winning role, and in his first screen appearance, a young Robert Duvall as Boo Bradley. We'll go down that in a moment. But folks, this area is used for metropolitan shooting. Sometimes it becomes necessary to film a metropolitan scene inside a soundstage as well. We've done just that in the soundstage ahead, so get your cameras ready. I hear some pretty strange things are going on in here.
Admit that they are powerless to stop the enraged people. Military units on Washington scene. These were last sighted nearly 12 o'clock. That's where we got our live coverage on the scene.
Well, what is this? I didn't get this a while ago either. Is this the man that did that shooting? I don't know.
With 5 counts of attempted murder, one
Do
for
that,
each of the
like-
5 people wounded in yesterday's attack. Investigators say they're trying to
that,
determine
like-
the motive.
What?
Get that life.
The issue is this, is that
One of the 4 cars are stalled back there. It looks like that bridge is going to go any moment. Chuck, what do you say we get out of here? All right. And many of your favorite city scenes and movies have been filmed on this road. If you can believe it, this was old London for Bram Stoker's Dracula. You can see Gary Oldman and Winona Ryder walking down the street. Up here on the driver's side, this old theater was the Burlesque House where Robert Redford's girlfriend worked in The Sting. He'd pick her up front out there when she got off work. This was recently used in New Line Cinema's Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Yeah, baby. This street was also used for the Disney film Inspector Gadget, starring Matthew Broderick. It was Chicago for the Blues Brothers, starring John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. This street was also the home of Beretta, starring Robert Blake from that ABC series. And Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze froze this street as part of Gotham City in the Warner Brothers film Batman and Robin. All right.
Yeah, right.
Uh-oh. Did that beam fall? Chuck, that beam fell. Do you think we can make it over it? Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. Folks, you think we can get over that bridge? I do too. Chuck's a good driver. I trust Chuck. And I would stay in my seat and hold on to my camera if I were you. You never know what might happen at Universal. But speaking of cameras, as we cross this bridge, you can look over at my side and get a great view of the metropolitan area. Those are some of our...
There are the pieces of the woods coming down.
Oh boy. I'll tell you, that bridge is falling apart, but Chuck's on the other side doing good. How are we doing back there? Last car, wave to us if you're okay. I see a few hands, we're all right. Folks, I gave you a little fib back there. That bridge is not that old. We built it back in the 19th hydraulically. In a few moments, it'll be back together, good as new, ready for another tram to come up behind us. As we leave the bridge area, you'll notice these trees and bushes because we're entering our greenery department. It's here that we house many plants for many of your favorite plant scenes in movies. If you remember the Universal film Jurassic Park, all the plants in that film came from this area. And up here on the driver's side, you'll get to see the greenery department. It's here that we house over 7,500 plants ranging in size from 2 inches all the way up to 30 feet in height. And speaking of Jurassic Park, up here on the driver's side, you'll see some large stones and tree trunks used in that film. They may look heavy to you, but they're not. They're made of what we call super strength styrofoam. These are so light that any one of you could pick them up, lift them over your head. They're that light. These were all used in that hit film, produced and directed by Steven Spielberg. But folks, we're going to take you further back in time because we're about to visit the set of the Modern Stone Age family. Welcome to Bedrock, home of the Flintstones. This set was used for that Universal film, starring John Goodman, Rick Moranis, and Elizabeth Taylor. We're going to leave Bedrock, cross this bridge ahead of us, come back to modern day, and visit the set of The Lost World. These vehicles on the driver's side were used in that sequel to Jurassic Park. Behind it, what looks like dinosaur bones and flesh is super strength styrofoam. This road run right now, if you can imagine this covered with dirt about 40 years ago, this was the Appian Way for the classic film Spartacus, directed by Stanley Kubrick, starring Kirk Douglas and Laurence Olivier. Next time you watch that film, take a close look at those extras on the Appian Way. Those are Los Angeles college students, and if you look close enough, you'll see many of them are wearing wristwatches and sneakers. A little Hollywood blooper there. But now this road we're on right now, we sometimes refer to this as Spielberg Lane because all of the sets on this road were from films produced by Steven Spielberg. We're going to turn this corner and take you into old Mexico. Folks, you're in for a treat up here. We're currently filming a storm effect for an upcoming shoot. You see, rain in film is not real rain. Rain can damage equipment, so we have to have better control of our weather effects for a film. We've done just that for this, but first, let me check in with Freddie to see if he and the guys can show it to us okay. Hey Freddie, guys, can you show us that weather effect you've been working on?
Sure. Hey Freddie, can you give us some thunder and lightning?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Freddie, can you throw some rain over there too?
Okay, let's add in a little rain.
There you go, it's raining in Hollywood. Well, that's how rain works for a film, but Freddie, there's some spots back there I don't see rain. Can you throw some over there too? Freddie?
Freddie, is that too much rain? I don't know if the system can handle it.
Oh, I don't think that's much rain. I like a little rain. Hey, you folks want to see more rain? We want more rain, Freddie. Give us more rain. More rain. More rain. More. Get anything off before you don't. We got a flash flood.
I try to be camming up that way too.
Thanks, Freddie. Hey, you guys did a great job. Let's give Freddie and the guys a hand. How that rain effect works is we have sprinklers there that do that. And that flash flood you saw is not a flash flood. We have water tanks up at the top of that hill. They release thousands of gallons of water on cue. The water comes down to create that flood effect, recycles itself back up the hill, and stores itself back in the water tanks. Now, if this part of old Mexico looks familiar to you, that's because it was used in Orion Pictures' Three Amigos, starring Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short. As we make our way through old Mexico, on up here on the driver's side, you'll see an old livery stable. That was home of Francis the Talking Mule from the TV series. We're going to round this corner, saddle up, and take you back to the old West. Welcome to Denver Street. Denver Street is our oldest street here on the lot. We started filming westerns here back in 1915. In the 20s, such stars as Hoot Gibson and Tom Mix got their start on this road. Even the Duke himself, John Wayne, could be seen walking down this street. The Duke filmed many of his westerns throughout his career here on Denver Street. Back in the days of silent westerns, our founder, Carl Laemmle, would set bleachers up on this road. He'd let the fans watch the westerns being made. They get to root on the good guys, boo the bad guys. They even got a box lunch with that. All for the low price of 25 cents. Oh, the good old days of Hollywood. Over on my side, that area was recently used for a new Disney film called Geppetto, based on the Pinocchio creator, starring Drew Carey, Julia Louis-Dreyfus of Seinfeld fame, and Academy Award winner Martin Landau.
That's must be where Jurassic
Now, on up here on my
Park
side, if you look through these trees, you'll see a body of water. That was the entire Pacific Ocean for McHale's Navy, starring Ernest Borgnine and Tim Conway. It was also home to groups from the Black Lagoon from that 50s horror class. We could film as many as 6 westerns over there at one time. They didn't interfere with each other because the movies were silent, giving it the name Six Falls, Texas. Now, as we pass Six Falls, Texas, on up here on the driver's side, you'll see what looks like a water tank. We filmed underwater scenes for film in there. You may remember a Castle Rock Seinfeld episode where Kramer got lost in the East River. Well, he didn't. He is back there in that water tank. Up here ahead is the Lion Estate signs, home of Marty McFly in the Back to the Future films. And back there on my side, you can get a better view of that water tank. How we do that for films is that has windows there on the sides we open. Sometimes rumors in Hollywood come true. Ahead of us, you're in for a treat. This is the Red Sea, inspired by Paramount's 10 Commandments. Hey, you folks want to get wet?
No.
No.
I don't hear anybody.
Oh!
Anybody want to get wet? Oh, I heard a few no's. We better play it safe. Back in the days of Charlton Heston as Moses, he'd raise his staff, command waters to part. We do it different at Universal. Can I pull this off? Part those waters. Please. A few people do not want to get wet. Hey, there we go. See? In Hollywood, you use manners. They can get you a ways. Folks, get your cameras ready for a great Kodak moment because you're going to get a great sea level shot. In just a moment, we're going to cross the Red Sea. And be sure to get anything off the floor you don't want to get wet. That may include your feet as well because we're getting ready to cross it in just a minute. Ooh, and I see that water bubbling over there. Oh, and here we go. And it looks a little deep, so those of you who want to get wet, be prepared. Whoa! Speaking of water, be prepared. You never know what water may lurk around the corner. As we cross the Red Sea. Whoa! Up here on my side, you'll see a lot with some trailers on it. Well, if you take those trailers away, put a little sand over there, some palm trees, you've got Gilligan's Island.
Just sit right back and hear the tale of a faithful tramp. That's what it from this topic for the forest island.
That was Gilligan's Island for the TV films. And only in Hollywood can we cross the Red Sea and come to Little Europe. Ahead on my side is an area we refer to as Little Europe because we can film any European scene for film in this area. On up here on my side, you'll get a great view of Little Europe. Great Kodak opportunity for you. But if you're not able to get a Kodak shot there, don't worry. When we come back, we'll head in there. Plenty of great Kodak opportunities. But speaking of cameras, get them ready because we're heading into Spartacus Square. This area over here on my side was used in that film. And at the top of those steps is where Lord Laurence Olivier stood and addressed the entire Roman Parliament in that classic film. That film was directed by Stanley Kubrick. That late director brought you such classic films as A Clockwork Orange, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and the classic film Dr. Strangelove. His last film is out in theaters right now, a movie called Eyes Wide Shut, starring Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. If you get a chance, try to catch Mr. Kubrick's last film in theaters. It's a really good one. Now, as we turn this corner, get your cameras ready. We're heading into Little Europe. As we head in here, this trail may look familiar to you because we used it in Castle Rock Entertainment's City Slickers, starring Billy Crystal, Daniel Stern, and Bruno Kirby. You remember that famous Running in the Bulls scene? That was filmed right down these trails. We built this area back in 1929. for our first Academy Award-winning Best Picture, All Quiet on the Western Front. After that, we just kept it to film European scenes in films. Take as many pictures as you like here. Speaking of Academy Awards, we've won 7 for Best Picture. Most recently, this year, for our movie Shakespeare in Love, which we co-produced with Miramax. That's out on video starting today. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a great movie. Now, coming up here on my side is a very historical spot on the line. This is the Court of Miracles. Back in 1923, we filmed our first horror movie here. It was a silent film called The Hunchback of Notre Dame, starring Lon Chaney Sr. Now this soundstage is unique because this is the only 2-level soundstage in Hollywood. Upstairs we're filming a metropolitan scene. Down here a subway scene. And if you look at the driver's side, you can see what we call a hot set. That means it's completely ready for shooting. If you look over there, you can see what a hot set is. We got the director's chair set up over there for the shoot. Right beside the two... That's nothing. Like I was saying, over there we have the 2 producers' chairs. And behind it, we got the... That's nothing. That's a slide. Southern California cover. Nothing to worry about. Back there on the driver's side. Sides of the tram. You'll notice some look larger than the others. There's a reason for that. Because back in the days of classic westerns, we would put the women in front of the larger doors to make them appear smaller, dainty, and in more need of distress. We put the cowboys in front of the smaller doors to make them appear bigger, manlier, more cowboy, more heroic. So when you see that in film, there's a reason for that. There's always a reason for everything in movies. On the driver's side, that livery stable's where Mae West shot down W.C. Fields singing from a rope in My Little Chickadee. And on my side, this part of Old Mexico is where Tina Turner got married in Touchstone's What's Love Got to Do With It, starring Angela Bassett and Lawrence Fishburne. This part of all New Mexico was also used in the CBS series Simon & Simon. When the brothers went to Tijuana for the weekend, they just came here to our back lot. Up here on the driver's side, this billboard, the name Amity Island may ring a bell to you because it was the small town of Amity that was terrorized by a great white shark in the classic Universal horror film Jaws, directed by Steven. So I hear there's sharks out here. You better put that pole away before you get caught. Hey George, buddy, did you hear what I said? Put that away. George, look behind you. George. Hey buddy, look around your shoulder. George. Hey George, look out. It's a shark. Yeah, it's nice knowing you, George. Folks, I wouldn't worry about that old shark. See that yellow float out there in the water? We put some bait on the end of that float. Let's sit here and watch for a minute. Maybe that shark will take it. Come on, shark. Take that bait. Come on. Come on. Come on, better take that bait. Come on. He's taking that bait. Oh, he's taking the pier. Hold on. Oh, behind me. Ah! Oh, boy. Next, you can see if that person sitting by me is still there. Folks, that is nothing to worry about. That's our pet shark starring John Belushi. And that was right next door to Jimmy Stewart, because that's the house that Harvey lived in from that classic film. Harvey lived right next door to the Munsters. There's the Munsters house from the 60s TV series. Right. And the Munsters lived right across the street from the Beaver. There's the Beaver's house from the Universal films.
Oh, yeah. That's the Munsters house.
And that brick building right next door to it, we just built that for the NBC series Providence, filming here on our lot this fall. Take as many pictures as you like here. Now, on the driver's side at the end of this road, you'll see this big house. That was Uncle Tom's Cabin from the classic film based off the Broadway play. And down here on my side, you'll see a brick municipal building. That was the Schoolhouse of the Beaver in the TV series. And that white church back there beside it, that was the Schoolhouse of the Children from the Munsters. Now here at Universal, we have a lot of success with TV series as well as motion pictures. Our television production company, Studios USA, produces many shows not only on our lot, but around the country and around the world. On the lot, we have many TV shows we produce, such as the series Sliders for the Sci-Fi Channel. In New York, we produce the NBC series Law & Order, starring Sam Waterston. And in Chicago, we produce a TV talk show run by a guy by the name of Jerry, better known as Jerry Springer. The Jerry Springer Show is produced by Studios USA. And in New Zealand, we produce the TV shows Hercules, Legendary Journeys, and Xena Warrior Princess. Over here on the driver's side, this green house was the home of Nancy Drew. And up here, this house with a blue trim was Andy Griffith's house in the TV series Matlock. We produced that with Viacom, and that brown house next to it was the House of Seven Gables. That movie starred a young actor who made his screen debut at Universal. It was in a horror movie. Rumor that movie was Psycho. Coming up on my side, you'll see the Psycho house from the 1960 classic, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, starring Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh. And folks, get your cameras ready for a classic Kodak moment, because when we turn this corner up ahead, you're going to have the same angle Mr. Hitchcock had when he filmed the Psycho house behind the Bates Motel. You can see the office where Marion Crane checked in, and next to it, room 1, where she never checked out. That little trail there going up to the Psycho house, we call that at Universal our Psychopath. And there's my one attempt at humor on this tour. Down there you can also see the classic Ford Fairlane Marion Crane drove. And up on the hill, that red brick building is the remade Psycho house for last year's remake of Psycho, directed by Gus Van Sant of Good Will Hunting fame, starring Vince Vaughn, Julianne Moore, and Anne Heche. Now, as we make our way up here to the classic Psycho house, do you remember earlier in the tour when I told you about a facade, a false front? Well, many houses that you see in movies are not real houses. They're what we call facades. When we turn the corner here, take a look at the back of the renamed Psycho house. That's not a real house. That's a facade, a false front. The stars of that film were close to a set of another one of their movies because we're at the set of The Lost World, starring Vince Vaughn and Julianne Moore. That white vehicle over there is the one that Jeff Goldblum drove in that movie. And up here on the driver's side, when we pass these trees up here, you'll get to see the helicopter landing pad used in the film to save the stars from dinosaurs. And up here on my side, this log cabin may look familiar to you because that was the home of Coach, starring Craig T. Nelson and Shelley Fabares of the ABC series. It was also used in the film The Great Outdoors, starring Dan Aykroyd, just to ensure that everything's okay. Hey, I see their truck there. All right. Hey, guys. Oh, guys. Oh no, Chuck, I don't see them anywhere. You think they're on break? Oh, you think they'd be checking on something? What do you, I'll tell you what, why don't we go through that mine shaft? Sound good? Okay. Folks, we're gonna take a side route through a mine shaft so we're okay. But I wouldn't worry, because as long as we don't see smoke or lava, it's a good sign that we're, okay. Uh-oh. Is that smoke over there on the driver's side? I see lava. It's just a mine shaft. What can happen in a mine shaft? Now, it does get dark in here. If you're afraid of the dark, I just hold on to a friend or a loved one next to me. Stay in my seat and hold on to my camera. I think you'll be okay. We'll be out of here in just a moment. Please remain calm. Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we're right in the heart of the lava flow. Hold on, everybody. If you feel like you're gonna fall, just close your eyes.
Oh, wow. Whoa, feels like we're flipping, huh? Wow. No kidding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've just experienced another universe.
Hey, folks! Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Universal Studios Hollywood! Thank you very much. My name is Brett Taylor. I'm the stunt coordinator for this show. Right now, I'd like to start things off by bringing out my best friend, who in this case also happens to be one of the finest stuntmen in Hollywood.
Hold on there, Brett. Would you say that last part again for me?
I certainly will. I said you're one of the finest stuntmen in Hollywood.
I love that part.
I imagine you do. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Felix Cassidy! Thanks, Felix. I'm very glad he was able to join me today because he is certainly one of the most exciting performers. What are you doing?
48, 49, and 50.
You about done?
Yeah, I'll do the rest when I get home.
Uh-huh. Get over here. All right, let me bring out the rest of the stunt team. Help me set up some of the basics.
Listen, I forgot. I got to talk to you about that.
What's going on?
Well, see, it's about the stunt team. I was.
All right, well, Felix, why don't I get them out here, then you can say whatever you
No,
like.
but I got to.
Just take a second.
But you don't understand.
Well, I got it. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Universal Western Stunt Team! Come on.
Please shut up! Thank you. I won't shoot you.
So this is what them professional stuntmen perform.
Yes.
I ain't impressed. Folks, he ain't impressed neither.
Thank you, honey, ma'am.
Excuse me, can I help you folks find a seat?
I didn't do there, just looking. I'm Ma Hopper.
Oh, I'm
I love it. I don't know why. I just do. Oh, these here's the boys. This one here's Cole. This is my sweet little potato flower pod. These identical twins.
Well, that's very nice, but if you take a seat, we can go ahead and start the show.
Oh, I like it here.
Felix, while I deal with this, would you run back and try to find the stuff?
Okay, no. Then you mean them mean-standing lightweights being Chloe done toss him out? Up to the panga! Claude says they bounced real good.
In other words, we're your stunt team now. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Don't make me come out there and don't think I won't. Oh, how hard is it to clap? How hard would that be?
Hey, ladies, how can you be the stunt team?
How can we be the stunt team? Boys,
Now, folks, it takes years of training to be a professional stunt team like myself.
you're not a stunt team person. You're a stunt person, honey. And they is professional. I've been throwing them off the barn since they was 3. Right, Cole?
Right, Lloyd?
Hey!
Shut up.
All right, now it's obvious you don't know anything about stunt work, so why don't you just get off the set?
Get off the set.
Come on, boys.
You ain't hurt the last of us. Keep walking, Hopper. Get off the set. All of you. Yeah!
This ain't over.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Bud, up. Hey!
You want to make your voices and go out, boy.
All right, you go like that.
I hope that person.
Folks, I'm sorry about the...
I'm tired of people beating me up. My mother told me all about these weirdos in Hollywood, bro. I didn't listen. I'm going back to waiting tables and make more money there anyway. Everybody knows.
Felix.
Yeah.
For a second.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing?
Well, I figured I'd go get us a security guard.
Well, that's very nice, but why don't you stick around? I think we can handle this.
We can handle this? Brad, did you see that guy? He had a knife.
You get a knife.
He had a gun.
You get a gun.
He had muscles.
You get a gun. Now, this should really...
Hey, Buffalo Brad, you'll love this. Thank you, Ma Hopper. What's not to love? Yes, sweet.
Now, I thought I'd just ask you to get off the set.
Yeah, get off the set.
We're incorporated sticky buns because we're taking over.
No, no, you're not.
Oh, no, you're not.
Hey, yes, we are. We had it with you and your stupid yellow-bellied buddy.
Okay, now wait a minute. Nobody calls my yellow belly buddy stupid.
Thank you, Brad.
Get off my set and take Mr. Ed with you now.
I-
Hey!
Get out of here.
Get out here and get him!
I'm gonna skin you alive. Come on!
My dude fell in the well.
Don't laugh. All right, Sparky. We're gonna square this till the cows come home. There's a new sheriff in town. What's that, sweetheart? That's your tongue? You had never seen a woman so pretty, have you? You made me cranky, and I'm gonna cut you up.
Let's see it.
What's that? You are so handsome. You don't want to hit a teeny tiny defenseless little lady, do you?
Well, I couldn't very well hit a lady.
Thank you so much for being quite a sucker! After the trail. Whip it! Whip it good!
No, I'm coming, Brad. Oh, I'm Fred, buddy, are you all right? Oh no! She knocked your hair off.
Hey, why don't we put some of this up there and make you like a cheer, like on TV?
Folks, I apologize for all the confusion. I'm going to run back and try to find the stunt team.
Thank you.
This shouldn't take long, but if you hang tight, I'll handle this and start the show for just a moment.
As soon as I get back.
No, wait a minute. Look, tell you what, let me handle this, and you just stand here and entertain these folks for a bit.
Well, wait a minute, by myself?
Well, that means you'll be in charge.
I'm in charge?
You're in charge.
Wow!
Don't get carried away.
I won't. That's great. Gene, wow. I ain't never been in...
Hi. My name's Felix Cassidy, and I'm your stunt coordinator for today's show. And the reason they...
Listen, Felix, while I am gone, make sure you don't tell anybody that you're the stunt coordinator.
Okay.
All right.
I won't tell them.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. I'm the director. And the reason they made me director... it's because I'm tougher than John Wayne. I'm meaner than Clint Eastwood. I'm cuter than Keanu Reeves! Oh, gee, that really wasn't the reaction I was looking for. But I'll tell you one thing, if that big ugly guy shows his face around here again, I'll show you how tough I am. I'll knock his head off! I did little boxing. I'll be right with you, buddy. I did little... Ah! No! Clark! Look! It's Mike Tyson! You stink! Hey, my boy! Yeah, you're mine. Hey, you stupid!
Boy!
He did it.
You gotta turn around and get over here now.
Come on, we got you missed him! Right there, you grabbed him! Not my fault, boy. Shut up!
Thank you. Stop, I'm fleshing.
Are you done? That's it, you're dead. Hey! No! Whoa!
Put your leg down right now. I swear I'm gonna put the both of you on Jerry Springer.
Jerry! Jerry!
Shut up! Jerry! Now! We gotta get rid of those dirty, low-life scum buckets.
Oh?
Yeah.
Let's get him good.
My baby's doing
Oh, you know what's up?
We'll blow him to smithereens!
Hey! Hey, lady! What are you doing? That's dynamite! There's people out here! There's women! And there's children! And there's me! And you are headed for the last roundup, pal! And then what's the first roundup, Hopper? Think I care? Well, I mean, so... No, stand by. That's one. That's one. It's a pinata party. What are you crazy, lady?
Yes, I am crazy. Eat less. Isn't that fun?
Bye-bye, Mom. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
You get it? Oh, well. Kill him, Claude! No! What is that? You take it. No, you. Oh, I did it? He's done. Free Willy! I got my brand new Kmart clothes all dirty. You brush me off.
What do you think you're doing? Get rid of that polecat.
Which one?
The ugly one.
That's you. Whoa, no crazy lady. Oh no!
Hot shot, mama! Go! What are you doing up there?
I have been shot in the buttocks.
Well, maybe you should be more careful.
No, you ought to be a little more
Watch your
careful.
mouth, bucko! Move it!
Yes, ma'am.
I should have had girls!
Everybody, where are you? Hey, have you people seen my buddy Brett, the guy on the horse? No? Well, what about that big ugly guy? Have you seen him? What? Mama! Hey, come on! Huh? Hey! Come on! Come on! I got a rope. You ready? I show you catch. And catch! Catch it, folks.
No, what? Felix! Be up here working? It'll do ya? Make my day. I cannot remember the last time I had this much fun. Clean Puff! Mr. Clean! It ain't over till the fat lady saves you.
Blur closed up.
I can't believe I shot a lady. That was no lady. That was my ma.